And I told you that Jada was addicted to so how Jada would watch at the house is she had her laptop, she would stick her hard drive in, right? Boom, and hook it up to the TV. Being around Will for 38 years and Jada for almost 3 decades, I saw a lot of things that I believe to be criminal.
If you expect to be with somebody forever, it's like, let's get real with it from the gate, you know?
Will Smith just revealed something no one was expecting him to say. After years of cheating allegations, it looks like karma has finally caught up to Jada. A federal investigation into Jada's crimes, as well as a $3 million lawsuit for allegedly threatening to end someone's life, is here. And it looks like Jada might not be getting away this time. In this video, we're going to break down everything that Jada has been involved in over the years and give you all the names that are coming after her.
Recently, you've opened up and talked about back in your early days when you were younger. You said that you were a drug dealer, and you said you just decided that this one little piece was important to share.
Bad one at that.
You weren't even a good drug dealer?
I wasn't a good one.
Oh, no. But you said it was finally time to share. So why was now the time?
Well, I felt like there had been, and still is, a lot of missing pieces to my relationship with Tupac, and I know that there's a lot of intrigue around it.
Jada has been snitching on herself for years. From drug dealing back in the day to constantly cheating on Will and now threatening someone, Jada has had a colorful past, to say the least. Jada has a thing for humiliating Will in front of everyone, and her memoir Worthy is proof of this. Back in 2023, Jada published what she called a no-holds-barred memoir. And in this book, Jada revealed that she had cheated on Will multiple times. When Will actually confronted her over it on the set of Red Table Talk, Jada actually had the audacity to blame him for the cheating.
As promised, Jada Pinkett Smith brought herself to the red table, and surprisingly, her husband Will Smith joined her. They talked about pain, healing, and yes, Jada's entanglement with August Alsina.
It's all love.
Recently, Alsina revealed to the world that he was involved in a relationship with Jada while she was still married. And even though statements were released denying the affair, Pinkett Smith is now reluctantly confirming that the relationship did indeed exist.
It's a situation that I consider private.
You just feel like it ain't really
nobody's business.
But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
During the 12-minute Red Table Talk episode, Jada sat down with Will to explain how she met August 4.5 years ago. But the friendship didn't turn into something more until she and Will were ready to call it quits.
You and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we broke up.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think from there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
Yes, we know entanglement is vague as hell, but thankfully, Will pressed her to be more clear.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely.
We also got clarity on the misconception that Will gave August permission to sleep with his wife.
The only person that could give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But what August was probably trying to communicate, because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission, because we were separated amicably. And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker.
Now, if you're like us, you're probably wondering why August? Well, we'll let Jada explain.
I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good. And it was really a joy to just help heal somebody.
Eventually, August broke things off, and they haven't really talked since. And the Smiths claim they are now stronger than ever.
We ride together.
We die together.
Bad marriage for life.
Now, this is where it gets even more interesting, because even though there were rumors that Will and Jada were in an open marriage, both Will and Jada have confirmed that that wasn't the case. And in reality, Jada was the only one going out with other men. Jada called it a transparent marriage where she wasn't really allowed to cheat on Will, but at the same time, she would tell Will every time she cheated. Trust me, You're not the only one confused by what's happening.
Everybody talks about you all the time.
Right.
You know, just lots of rumors and tabloids and all of that. And you were very careful in the book, not in a whiny way or whatever. Let me clarify this.
Right.
Let me clarify these things that have been said. And one of the things that you are careful to clarify is it was never an open relationship.
But yes, it was
a transparent. You say it's a transparent relationship. And what do you mean by that?
So transparent meaning, look, I wasn't gonna fool myself into thinking that we as 20-some-year-olds, babies, mind you, getting married and living in Tinseltown, spending a lot of time apart, okay, that we weren't going to run into temptation situations.
You're young, beautiful, rich, temptation.
Right.
You're apart a lot. Temptation
apart
is
a lot.
raining down.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly, right?
And I'm like, hey, we got to be in partnership with this. Like, I wanted to face it head on and just go, I didn't want to create a culture of deceit or betrayal between us. And I just wanted to be real about it from the gate. I had seen so much just with, I knew what street fame brought dudes. Okay? I knew what street fame brought. And I'm like, if street fame does that, I can only imagine what global fame does. And from me, my own experience walking into rooms, all eyes on me, and how intoxicating that was as a young woman. You know what I mean? It's like I had been there and done that, you know, in regards to my earlier years before I met Will. But I just knew that I just wasn't going to set myself up that way. But it was never an open marriage, you know, and like either one of us get to do whatever we want to do. That was never the case.
As you say in the book, it's about eliminating the possibility of betrayal.
Yeah.
If something happens or you want it to happen, talk about it.
Absolutely.
Which is the healthiest way to go in.
Listen.
Because it happens to everybody.
Everybody. Listen, if you expect to be with somebody forever, it's like, let's get real with it from the gate, you know?
An open marriage would be better than whatever this is. Once Jada broke this story, the streets were clowning on her and Will. One person wrote, "They both do my head in, constantly gaslighting the public that their mutual humiliation and betrayal of each other isn't humiliating and betraying. What an exhausting family of insular people." And here's the thing, everyone in the industry knew what kind of a relationship Will and Jada had and who they were involved with. The story takes an even darker turn when you look at what was going on inside their house. Jada had men coming over constantly, and this wasn't the kind of place that children should grow up in. This is part of why there were all these rumors of Jaden and Willow trying to get emancipated. To give you an idea of just what was going on inside the Smith house, Will Smith's best friend, Ball Smith, actually gave an interview where he revealed what he saw.
You know, about the sexual things they were doing allegedly to certain people and all that. And I told you that Jada was addicted to So how Jada would watch at the house is she had her laptop, she would stick her hard drive in, right? Boom, and hook it up to the TV. And she could play whatever video she watching. So now, I'm seeing videos of her and Will and a bunch of some celebrities, everything. Because remember, the last interview I told you, if you don't sue me, I'm going to let people know who you've been hitting with them dildos. I don't know if you remember that, but your wino's going to remember. And I said, if you don't sue, I'm going to sue. So I told you, being Muslim, whatever I say I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do. Period. And I gotta have evidence. So we're not playing. That's why they didn't sue. So back to these discs with all these this self-homemade was on it or whatever.
You heard that right. Jada was playing adult videos in the middle of the house while Jaden and Willow were there, and we've been seeing signs of it for years. Jaden always looked uncomfortable with Will, and it's why he decided to quit the entertainment industry altogether.
There's what you would call is a distance in terms of affection showing between the gentle and the son. Is it like that at home or no?
Nah.
No, we're very affectionate.
But have you ever
He tried to kiss me in the
have you ever kissed your son on Thai television before?
You're not looking kiss
Can
my
you kiss
son.
your Thai on Thai television?
I can kiss my son. Jaden, come on.
No!
Are you okay? Are you okay?
God, this is ridiculous. Yes, what are you fighting for?
I'm gonna buy my parents' house.
Mm-hmm. You're going to buy your parents' house from them?
From them, yes.
Okay. Will they then stay there with you?
No, I'm gonna give them a little apartment.
Will that be like in the backyard, or where will the apartment be?
Allegedly, while Jada was humiliating Will on national television, Will was going around and being involved with other men. And one of these men was Briar Gray, star of Empire, who has now started working as an adult entertainer. Will announced that he was going to mentor Briar, but no one expected that this was what he meant by it.
It's great. I'm watching him, he's with my man Charlie Mack. So Charlie was with me every step of the way. First out the limo. So Charlie has been with me, 30 years coming up in the business. So, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love. And all he has to do is add discipline, and he's going to be all right.
It's like Uncle Will, Who is best to give you advice? And it's Will Smith, and I'm getting so much good advice. I got my first acting role, Empire, and it's changing my life. And it's like I'm listening from the greatest, and it's like making me well prepared to work with Taraji and Terrence Howard.
About an interview with Will Smith grabbing Alfonso Rivera, squeezing his nip, and trying to put his finger in his. Jada responded to the first global interview that I did with you.
That was a global interview.
Yes, it went all over.
It was in Arabic. I saw it.
It's in media everywhere. I talked for 2 hours.
Okay.
And I said some pretty, what some people may think to be outrageous things, but I knew them to be true and had the evidence to show that it was true. That's when Jada responded out of anger, not out of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because for her to be a global, iconic superstar, you rushed to the Breakfast Club to say, number one, that, I extorted you, there was a money shakedown. You said you didn't have all the facts. So that puts you in legal jeopardy right now. You said all the facts will come out. None of the facts came out. Now you, Will, and yourself are in legal jeopardy. Her lawyer sends me a cease and desist letter, which I had to report him to the bar. Kenneth B. Hurt, because he said I never knew Will, that I never worked for Will, and that he said he represented Willard Carroll Smith, which is Will's real name, but he was asking me to take down statements from Jada. So that's what we call in law overreaching. You cannot, if you're saying you represent Will, you can't compel me to do something against Jada.
Okay.
Right? So I already knew that I had him legally. So I said, okay, I got y'all. Now, once that happened, there was another interview, of course, which he came outside and reiterated that she was suing, right? And there was another interview with TMZ just after that where one of the cameramen asked Jada, hey, Jada, have you seen Will with any men before? And her answer was no. So now that's a lie too, because I put out an interview with Will Smith grabbing Alfonso Rivera, squeezing his nipple and trying to put his finger in his. After that, they reached out to me through many people, one being Charles Austin, aka Charlie Mack, the federal informant. He reached out to me through a friend. From my understanding, allegedly, it was Will and Charlie.
Bilal revealed everything. And when Jada found out, she was furious. Jada actually went on the Breakfast Club and called Bilal a liar and talked about how she was going to sue him for defamation. Here's the thing though. The interview Ball gave never received a cease and desist, and Ball never got sued for defamation. Why is that, you ask? Well, I'll let Ball answer that for you.
Jada just said she was going to sue you. Did she sue you, and why are you suing her? Can you elaborate there?
So, well, yes, Jada went on several platforms, the Breakfast Club, TMZ, saying that she was going to sue me and so forth and so on. Will was going to sue me, and the answer is no. Because you can't sue somebody for telling the truth, right? That's number one. Then number two is that I said in an interview, if she didn't sue me, I was going to sue her. And I dared her to sue me because, like I said, being around Will for 38 years and Jada for almost 3 decades, I saw a lot of things that I believed to be criminal within that time. So at the end of the day, if you want to say you're going to sue or whatever, now's your chance. You could just counter sue. right? But she hasn't done nothing yet. The only thing she's done was allegedly pay all these people like Megyn Kelly, the TMZs, and all these people to put smear campaigns out on her, right? The Megyn Kelly's called me a glamour. I never knew Will. Well, how do I never know Will? And we got, I'm on his, he just shot me out on his first album and all the way to his book, Will, his autobiography, where he talks about me in the book, put my picture in the book, and put my name in the book. So it's no denying that. And if you play a little bit more, you'll see how repugnant and diabolical Megyn Kelly is for some money.
Now, Jada might have been lying when she said she was going to sue Brother Ball, but Bilal wasn't playing around. You can't just go around calling someone a liar. Bilal is now suing Jada for $3 million for lying about him and defaming him. Jada has to prove in court now that Ball was lying. And if Bilal pulls out even one of the videotapes he was talking about, both Will and Jada are going down.
I thought the Will and Jada sagas and entanglements and drama was out of the mainstream.
Bro,
here we are again.
It's back. Now, a man by the name of Bilal Salam alleges that Jada and her entourage basically rolled up on him at a birthday party in 2021. He said he was very close friends with Will for decades. But Jada and about 7 other people confronted him at Will's 53rd birthday party. And he claims that she became very aggressive. She told him that if he didn't stop telling her personal business, that he would end up missing or catch a bullet. That's what he's saying. He also claims that Jada was demanding that he sign like a non-disclosure agreement. And he said months later, they actually needed his help. He claims that, after Will's infamous Oscar slap, they were trying to use him to help him with crisis management. But according to the lawsuit, it says the plaintiff refused to perform tasks he believed to be illegal, unethical, or morally compromising. And he's basically saying that he didn't want to be involved in any cover-up or deceptive PR campaigns. And now he feels like they're retaliating against him, and he's suing her for $3 million.
So the threat was regarding what exactly? Rewind that for me.
So the threat was, stop telling my personal business. And he's claiming that she said, or end up missing or catch a bullet, according to him. That's what he's saying.
Got it. And he was working with the family.
That's what it sounds like, because he says he was very close to Will for years. And at one point they needed him. But he refused to cooperate with, stuff that he felt was illegal.
The most shocking part of the situation is what Jada was prepared to do to silence Brother Bilal. She knows that she can't win in court. So she actually threatened Bilal and sent people to stop him from speaking.
I got a driver, Fernando, that would drive me around. In Colombia, everything's cheap. So he'd drive me around, run errands, do everything that I need to do. Kind of like an assistant, right? So we're pulling up to my apartment in Colombia. And when I pull up to my apartment in Colombia, there are a bunch of guys with two guys with black pants and white shirt, Scientologist outfits, right? Not saying they're Scientologists, who knows, right? And then there was another guy who I found out to be a private investigator, and they were by my house. So I told him to drive past, right? So he drove past, he parked. And I'm like, damn, why are they in front of my house? But the crazy thing before that, somebody sent a picture of the front of my door in my apartment and texted to me from a number, right? With nothing. So I put 2 to 2 together. I'm like, damn, they might be out to get me, right? So we're driving one afternoon. And while we're driving through that afternoon, a car pulled up with a guy with a mask on, right? And tries to run my boy off the road. So he's trying to because in Colombia, you have a lot of freeway parts, but you also have a part like there's no barriers. So you could, somebody make a wrong turn, you down.
Because it's mountain.
Yeah. So the car is, so my sister trying to hitting the other car so we don't go on a barrier. So the guy put the gas on, boom, right? One of the people that I saw even with the mask, I'm able to see it was one of the people that was at my apartment. So we rolled down the embankment, right? Glass breaking, everything. Like I could hear oh man, it was bad, right? So by the time I get myself together, I look over, my man got a big piece of glass like this stuck in his head, right? It's about this long, because the windshield broke when we was tumbling down. So finally the police came, the ambulance came, they took me to the doctor. So now my back is messed up, I gotta have black surgery, and then my knee.
Okay.
I have to have knee surgery, yeah. So
How
it's
was the driver?
how is he? He still got brain damage. He still got brain. I'm responsible for this guy now. He still has brain damage.
It is interesting how all of this is happening at the same time. Diddy is being sent to prison. Jada and Will were actually involved with Diddy back in the early 2000s, but not even Diddy wanted to be involved with Jada. Allegedly, Jada and Will were trying to convince Jennifer Lopez, Diddy's girlfriend at the time, to have a threesome with them. And this is when Diddy decided to take a step back. Like, can you imagine being so freaky that not even Diddy wants to be with you?
We were at a birthday party that I think either Matt Damien was giving for Ben Affleck. It was just a little gathering. It was at the Four Seasons. Will Smith and his sister and her husband, we were all sitting on this side of the room. Matt Damien, Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, Puff, Will Smith, and Jada that was sitting on the other side of the room. So I know Puff so well that he stood up. When he stood up, he walked and did his arm some kind of way, like, and then he did like this, like, and I went over towards him. I know to go over there towards him. So I go over towards him. And he said to me, he said, yo, I think Will and Jada is trying to scoop up Jennifer. I want you to stay close, because I'm a snuff. I said, what? Will Smith gonna beat the shit out you. Now, Puff the scrap now, but I don't think you can beat Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? Well, he can scrap. You know what I'm saying? So then he said that shit. So I didn't go back over there where Will Smith's sister and her husband was. I stayed about, if he snuffed Will, I could move slow enough that Will could probably get 2 or 3 punches back in. Yeah, but that's funny. He thought that Jada and Will was coming on too strong to Jennifer, making advances.
There are rumors that Will is one of the tapes that Diddy recorded, and this is consistent with what Brother Bellal was saying too. Just like Diddy, Jada, and Will were recording everything they were doing in the bedroom.
You heard about this 6 tape that's being shopped around, a Diddy and another Mill? They say the other Mill is an A-list celebrity.
I would wonder if he's white or black. And if I'm looking at any black guys that are A-listers that's bigger than Diddy, there's only one that I can come up with. And there's a few I can come up with. Will Smith, he's bigger than Diddy. I would think Nick Cannon is bigger than Diddy. Who else on the black that are black actors or black in the business that's an A-lister that's bigger than Diddy is black? That's hard to think. But then if you got the A-listers, you got to realize he ran with that black that Rat Pack, and I don't want to say their names, but they said I got their names wrong last time. What's his name? Kushner. What's the other guy? Leonardo, his name. Man, I don't keep up with these cats. But I heard that it's not. That's not only the tape that's being shot. There's some other tapes out there of other people too with him, and him doing some things with some other people. So there's quite a few tapes that might be out there, what they're hearing, and I don't want to see the tapes, but I want to know if they're really true. Because if they got some tapes out there and it was some underage, whether it's celebrities or not, it's gonna be crazy, bro.
Between the lawsuits, the threats, the tapes, and the federal pressure closing in, the image that Will and Jada spent decades protecting is finally cracking. What once looked like a messy celebrity marriage is now being re-examined as something far darker with real victims, real consequences, and real legal fallout. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit like if this breakdown opened your eyes and subscribe so you don't miss what comes.